Paradise Lost, Book 1 Summary. The poem begins after a great war in heaven. Saturn and the angels who followed him rebelled against God and lost the battle. They are thrown into hell, a dark and burning place. Saturn wakes up on a lake of fire beside his closest companion, Beelzebub. Even though they are defeated, Saturn refuses to accept God's authority. He says that it is better to rule in hell than serve in heaven. Saturn calls all the fallen angels together. They rise from the fiery lake and gather for a meeting. Milton compares them to huge armies from history and mythology. The devils build a magnificent palace called Pandemonium, which becomes the capital of hell. Inside Pandemonium, Saturn encourages the devils not to lose hope. Instead of attacking heaven directly again, they decide to take revenge in another way by destroying God's new creation, human beings. Book 2 of Paradise Lost. The fallen angels hold a debate in Pandemonium about what to do next. Different devils suggest different plans. Some want another war against heaven. Some want to stay peacefully in hell. Beelzebub proposes a clever plan to corrupt the newly created humans on the earth. Saturn volunteers to make the dangerous journey alone. As Saturn travels out of hell, he reaches the gates guarded by two strange beings. Sin, Saturn's daughter, and Death, Sin's son. Milton explains that Sin was born from Saturn's evil thoughts, and death came from sin. They allow Saturn to pass through the gates. Saturn then travels across chaos, a dark and confusing emptiness between hell and earth. After a difficult journey, he finally sees the universe and earth hanging in space. Book 3 of Paradise Lost. The scene shifts to heaven. God sees Saturn traveling towards earth. He explains that Adam and Eve will fall because of their own free choice and not because he forces them. God says humans were created with free will. They can obey God or choose disobedience. However, God also says mankind can still be saved. The Son, Christ, offers to sacrifice himself in the future to redeem humanity. Heaven praises the Son for his love and obedience. Meanwhile, Saturn reaches the outer edge of the earth. He disguises himself as a young cherub angel so he can enter paradise without suspicion. Book 4 of Paradise Lost. Saturn enters the Garden of Eden and sees its beauty. He also sees Adam and Eve living happily and innocently. For a moment, Saturn feels sad and remembers how glorious he once was in heaven. But his pride and hatred quickly return. He decides he must ruin human happiness. Milton here describes Adam and Eve as a pure and loving. They work together peacefully in nature. At night, Saturn secretly whispers evil thoughts into Eve's dreams to weaken her mind. The angel Gabriel discovers Satan hiding in Eden. Gabriel confronts him, and Satan is forced to leave for the moment. Book 5 of Paradise Lost. Eve tells Adam about the disturbing dream she had. Adam comforts her. God sends the angel Raphael to warn Adam and Eve about Satan. Raphael visits Eden, eats with them, and explains the danger of disobedience. Raphael then tells the story of how Satan rebelled in heaven. Satan was a glorious angel named Lucifer, but he became jealous when God honored the Son above all angels. Satan convinced many angels to rebel with him. Book 6 of Paradise Lost. Raphael continues his story. He described the war. A massive war takes place in heaven between a loyal angels led by Michael and Gabriel and rebel angels led by Satan. At first, both sides fight equally. The rebels even invent cannons and weapons. Finally, God sends his son into battle, riding a divine chariot. The son easily defeats Satan and the rebel angels. They are thrown out of the heaven into hell forever. Book 7 of Paradise Lost. Adam asks Raphael how the world was created. Raphael explains that after defeating Satan, God decided to create a new world. The sun creates light, sky, land and sea, stars, animals, and finally humans. Adam and Eve are placed in Eden and given everything they need. God gives them only one command: do not eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Book 8 of Paradise Lost. Adam tells Raphael about his first experience after being created. He describes waking up for the first time, seeing nature, and meeting God. Adam says he originally wanted companionship, so God created Eve from his rib. Adam speaks lovingly about Eve's beauty and intelligence. Raphael warns Adam again. Love is good, but reason and obedience must remain stronger than passion. Raphael then leaves after giving his final advice. Book 9 of Paradise Lost. This is the most important book in the poem. Saturn returns to Eden disguised as a serpent. He finds Eve alone because she has separated from Adam while working. The serpent flatters Eve and tells her he gained intelligence by eating fruit from the forbidden tree. He convinces Eve that eating the fruit will make her godlike. Eve finally eats the fruit. She then brings the fruit to Adam. Adam knows it is wrong, but he loves Eve so much that he chooses to join her rather than lose her. Immediately their innocence disappears. After they ate the forbidden fruit, they feel shame, lust, fear, and guilt. They begin blaming and arguing with each other. Book 10 of Paradise Lost. God sends the Son to judge Adam and Eve and announces the punishment. The serpent is cursed. Eve will suffer pain in childbirth. Adam must labor hard for survival. Humans will eventually die. Sin and death leave hell and enter earth permanently, symbolizing how evil now affects human life. Satan returns proudly to hell, expecting praise, but instead he and the devils are transformed into snakes. Whenever they try to eat fruit, it turns to ashes. Adam becomes deeply depressed and regrets his actions. Eve asks forgiveness and they begin to reconcile. Book level of Paradise Lost. God forgives Adam and Eve partially, but they cannot remain in Eden. The angel Michael comes to escort them out. Before they leave, he shows Adam visions of the future. Adam sees Cain murdering Abel, violence spreading, disease, suffering, greed, and human corruption. Adam realizes how greatly sin will damage humanity. Book 12 of Paradise Lost. Michael continues showing Adam future events. Noah and the flood, Abraham, Moses, and finally Jesus Christ. Michael explains that although humanity has fallen, salvation will come through Christ, who will defeat sin and death. Adam feels hopeful again. He understands that obedience, faith, and repentance can restore humanity spiritually. At the end, Adam and Eve leave Eden hand in hand. Though paradise is lost, they still have hope and love.